Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Here in this video we are going to talk about the European tax code based on the new European directive called DAC 8. If you're new in this channel, ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxation if you want to relocate to a specific jurisdiction and tax-wise you want to understand exactly how much taxes you're going to pay. So before taking this big step, you want to understand in advance if that specific jurisdiction taxes your worldwide income at a certain level, acceptable level. Okay, here we provide you services such as tax simulation, tax consultant, tax planning, strategy, long term, and we also provide online courses to explain you international taxation matters which are extremely important before approaching any kind of tax consultancy. In the description below the video you have our calendar link to book a consultation with our firm, and we can explain you with also 20 minutes for specific questions, 1 hour will be questions, and long follow-up if you need to implement a specific strategy discussed in a consultancy call. Now, what's going to happen in Europe in 2026? The European Commission introduced the European Tax Code. Actually, the real name behind it is the DAC 8, which is basically the name of one of the European directives, which basically implements a situation where every European taxpayer, wherever they place their tax residencies, all the rest of 27 European countries will be synchronized and will basically send all the information of this taxpayer towards the country in which he will be residing. Okay, so for example, I'm going to move to Spain, but I have income from Estonia, I have royalties from Greece, I have a property in Germany, I have salary in Portugal because I work there for a couple of months. All these countries will be synchronized. They will know that you moved to Spain, you have a tax code, Spanish tax code, and you will be also identified at European level with the European tax code, which will be linked all your type of incomes, element of incomes spread around Europe. And Spain will automatically know everything in his database system, let's say, in a tax system. So you cannot make mistakes when you will file a tax file return. You must not forget any kind of incomes coming from the European Union borders. Okay, so this is it's a big thing because anything will escape from the tax authorities. Also, the exchanges in which we exchange cryptocurrency in Europe, they will ask you the exact document, place of residence, because they must send this information to the country in which you're residing in Europe, and all the rest of the countries knows it. And that's the reason why the European Union is going to add an extra tax code called European Tax Code, also called NIF, which basically is the identification for you in case you have income from another country. So all the country will be synchronized at this European tax code that is linked to you in the residence in the country of residence that must receive all these elements of income. So here is extremely important, and this is maybe the most important thing you have to do. Whenever you're going to switch tax residency, also address from a country to another country, make sure you're doing properly and formally correct, because the new country will be your new tax resident, and the country from which you were living before could be another European country. You may have to be sure that is not willing to tax you anymore. Otherwise, the rest of the 27 countries are still sending all the information to the wrong country. So here we can help you to understand exactly how now the change will work, how formally and properly makes the tax residency let's say, done correctly through a checklist, because you have to be 100% sure, otherwise all the countries will send information to the wrong jurisdictions, and it happens that the wrong jurisdiction asks you back taxes that you didn't expect. It's gonna be a mess, because then you have to prove at your shoulder the contrary, that instead you were in another jurisdiction, and you start all the process in court, tax lawyer, and stuff, just because you want to prove you're right, just because you made a formal mistake. So it's extremely important from 2026 to be careful about this point. Okay. Now, here in ESENtaxa, we can help you to understand if you correctly switched tax residency, if you have all the ties cut from a previous country, and also formally. Every jurisdiction requires a different procedures. For example, Italian residents, they require you to delete your name from the municipality of residence, otherwise you're not going to switch formally, and if you don't switch formally, the rest of the countries, they are still synchronized to Italy. Maybe you move to Germany, or move to Netherlands, whatever other country in Europe, okay?